Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a Who review. I am Davros and I'm a Whovian, and today I review Doctor Who, The Impossible Planet and the Satan Pit. So this is a two-part episode from Series 2, 2006, where the Doctor and Rose find themselves on some research facility on this floating asteroid below the black hole, where they also are greeted by slave alien race called the Ood, and of course the Ood then get, because they're a telepathic race, they're vulnerable to other mind entities, and of course they get taken over by the Beast, who is believed to be all the devils, the actual alien beast that inspired the devils throughout religion and all of the forces of evil. And of course the Doctor finds writing that's old, so old it was written before time, and not even the TARDIS can translate for him. And of course, in the second part, the Doctor and another one of the crew, venture off to the bottom, where they go to this pit where they find the Beast, his physical embodiment, and of course the Doctor has to, finds a way to stop them. But also the Doctor inconveniently loses the TARDIS as part of the base falls under. But he soon finds the TARDIS at the bottom, and he then saves as many crew members as he can, and only 3 survivors remain. And of course, unfortunately, he couldn't save the Ood. But we find out more of the Ood later on in his tenure as the Doctor, and of course, the Doctor and Rose go off into new adventures again. So what did I like about this two-parter? Well, first of all, I like the futuristic setting, and of course the interesting characters we got to meet in this one. Also, there were very unsettling dark moments in this one, especially with the Beast, especially that bit where Toby's studying in his quarters and he hears that voice saying, Toby talking in that evil, menacing voice, and he then gets possessed by the devil. A lot of unsettling moments in there, and of course we get some quite unnerving deaths, including earlier on in part 1 with the character of Scooty, how she meets her demise. I also thought the Ood were very interesting, funny, weird little creatures that spoke in the same voice and then got possessed by the devil, and then they turned evil and menacing with the red eyes, going, "We are the Legion of the Beast." Also in part 1, where we get that quick glimpse of the devil, I was like, oh, it's the devil, the Beast. I also thought the visuals on that was good. They had good visuals for that, and like I said, I think they still hold up 17 years later. Like a lot of 2000 CGI. And David Tennant, when he puts on that performance when he's confronting the Beast, he's basically talking to a green screen. He's talking to a green screen, but the way he acts and does a great performance there in that scene in part 2 in the Satan Pit, I thought was brilliant from him. Billie Piper as Rose, I feel that she was okay in this. She was a good support, but then in part 2 I feel that she was just there, to root for the Doctor, and she was also a bit, at one point she did kind of get on my nerves a bit, especially where they're escaping from the asteroid, which is called the Bitter Pill. And in part 2 I feel she was a great support in part 1, first part, but the second part I just feel that she was just there to but our other supporting cast members who were in this episode were interesting characters, especially Ood. Like I say, very interesting monsters, and we learn more about them later on in David Tennant's run as the Doctor in Series 4. I also thought that the score in this was good. the visuals, as I say, on the Beast was good. Also the visuals on the Black Hole. Also that scene where Scooty meets her demise and she's like floating off. They actually filmed that bit in a pool to create that where she's like in space, you know, getting sucked into the black hole. So yeah, it kept me entertained, it kept me on my toes. Part 1 didn't reveal much, but the way it left on that cliffhanger where the pit was opened, so yeah, it was, like I say, an entertaining 2-part episode. And I feel as well, though, maybe it felt like a bit too soon for another 2-parter. I mean, we had a 1-part episode before that one, but before that a 2-parter. So I feel that this was, again, you know, we got another 2-parter. At least have maybe two standalone episodes before we get to another 2-part adventure. But nonetheless, I enjoyed it. It was, you know, entertaining to watch. There were those dull moments, like I've said, with Rose being in there, and the bit where they go deep down. They actually filmed that on a quarry at night, and quarries have been such a good filming location for Doctor Who in the past, for barren planets and stuff. So, yes. Anyway, I think I've said all I need to say. Let's get to my ratings. So, performances, I'll give them a 9. The visuals, I'll give them an 8. The writing, I'll give that an 8. And my personal, I'll give it an 8. So there you go. There is my Who review on Doctor Who, The Impossible Planet and the Satan Pit. Have you seen it? Let me know down in the comments below if you have. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, share with your friends, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. All my social media links are linked down below in the description, so feel free to check all that out. So yeah, that's it from this one. So until next time, run for your life.